Heyo, Hibber here. So we're again taking out the Colbert, and while this is not my favorite cruiser, Minotaur is probably my favorite cruiser at the moment. Colbert is still kind of fun, but it really lacks a radar, I think, and it's weird that it's the only legendary cruiser without a radar, because really radar is a necessity up here at this tier here, and you can't really do your job properly as a cruiser without a radar. So if you saw in the beginning here, I'm using my good old trick where we fire before we are spotted. So in that way, I get spotted first, and hopefully I will either attract a lot of red ships over to my flank, or I will, as in this case here, make them run away. Each option works well. And as long as I have some backup here, I actually have a very nice backup in this game here. I have 2 battleships going in with me into the cap. That's very, very rare, and I'm not gonna, leave them to get torped, because if I turn around now, then any destroyer over here on this flank is just gonna have a field day with those 2 battleships. So I'm going to help them cap, and then the thing is that after you actually grab a cap, there's really no point in pushing, especially when we're dealing with, a pretty strong setup of ships. So we are dealing with 3 battleships, and there's a destroyer around here as well. After grabbing the cap, and as much as I like battleships helping me grab the cap, it's better if they take up position outside the cap and just support me, or a destroyer in here, whoever is capping. Because especially on this map here, the battleships are very vulnerable when they're sitting in the cap. Because not only can they get shot at by the ships over here on this flank here, but they're opening up themselves, like they're opening themselves up to actually getting hit in their broadsides. Like this guy here who's pushing, he's pushing too far. That's enough right there. It's better, take up a position here. Now we got the cap, so it's better just to defend it. And probably, if I was that battleship there, I would have taken up a position right here next to this island, just like this guy here is doing. Where you can protect your broadside, and you are, safe from torpedoes, and at the same time, you can shoot at the enemy. And all the while, I am just, attracting shots and trying to get these ships here to do something foolish, like for example showing broadside. So they're all shooting at me. No one's shooting at the battleships, and that's what you want. That's what works out here. But on the other hand, none of them are actually making any real mistakes. They're not, panicking and showing broadside or anything like that. They're just slowly retreating and, just tanking shots, which is good, which is what they should do. The Republic over here, on the other hand, he is broadside, so we're going to focus on him instead of the bow-on battleship. It's, going back. We can do that all day. And as you can see, they're all still shooting at me. There's shells incoming. They're not shooting at the other 2 battleships. So we get the Alsace down there with the help of the battleship, and look at the position he's in there to my left. Just like I said before, he's sitting in the middle of the cap, and he's very well protected. He has his old broadside, his left broadside is protected by the island, and as long as I'm around, he won't be, YOLO by any destroyer here. But there is a destroyer around because I'm spotted, and again, the radar is just missing on the ship here. So I'm guessing the destroyer is on the other side of the island. So that's why I'm trying to prepare here to make a move in on what would be the left side of the island, and see if I can, surprise the destroyer or push him into doing something foolish. But then, as I'm doing that, the Republic comes around the corner here, and that, of course, forces me to abandon that plan, unfortunately. It was a very good plan, but no plan survives contact with the enemy, isn't that what you say? So we're just gonna get this Republic out of the way here, and again, everybody's shooting at me, as you can see. I don't think anyone on this flank here of the red ships have actually been shooting at anything other than me for this game here, and it's been 5 minutes. Well, someone actually must have, because we lost the battleship. But again, you can see how much he pushed forward. That was foolish. He should have stayed where the other battleship is, or he should have, taken up a bit of cover at the island that he just pushed past right into the red battleship. again, we're just getting pummeled here by these two battleships here, and it's getting a little bit much now. So I'm just putting a little bit of distance here, and the destroyer showed itself. So obviously that's our main target now, because this battleship here, he's in a really tight spot now. So I'm unspotted now, and I can actually head in again. And I'm trying to get these guys to grab the B cap, because there's no one in there. Why isn't anyone capping it? But anyway. So this is real cruiser support here, and you see, like, the destroyer is in there, and I don't have radar. I cannot just sit at a distance and pop my radar and then shoot at the destroyer. I have to actually move in, and I'm using the island to cover as much as I can. And see, we don't want that Ruprecht sunk there. That's the main problem. And there's still plenty of battleships around, so I have to be careful. And like I said, I don't have radar, so I can't really ambush the destroyer. I have to rely on him making some sort of mistake. So now they're shooting at the battleships, and they took a lot of his hit points there. A bit of a shame. But moving in, protecting your battleships, protecting your destroyers, like playing support, that's what a cruiser does. A cruiser doesn't sit outside the cap. Well, it does in some situations, but in this situation here, I'm gonna have to move in, because that gearing is going to be able to torp my battleship at some point. It's just a matter of time, and he's making a move now, and because I made that decision to get into a good position, I can just absolutely wreck him here, because he didn't expect me to be in here and defending my battleships this way, but I certainly am. And that's the end of that destroyer. So this is what I want to see when I look at other people playing cruisers, and I see it. I never see it. Everybody's always playing at Des Moines. They're always sitting behind an island, like 10 kilometers from the cap, and shooting at what they can see. They're not actually making those situations for their team. So now we have like double battleship here, and because I'm spotted again, they're all shooting at me, and that's fine. I'm still half health. And I wonder how many shots I have tanked here in this battle here. Now I realize the main reason most people aren't as aggressive as I am here, and not as protective of their battleships or destroyers, for that matter, is that because like most people don't run agile builds on their cruisers, and without that you can't pull off stuff like this. You can see even now I have two battleships, and they're actually starting to whittle me down. So I'm going to have to pull a little bit back here and reevaluate things. We do get a fire on the Republic, and that should be the end of him. And again, shooting at me. I mean, those two battleships over here, I don't think they've tanked many rounds this battle here. And incoming damage, it's XP right in the pocket. Any shell or torpedo that hits within 700 meters of your ship, including hits to your ship, they count towards what's known as attracted damage, and that gives you extra XP. And it's a very easy way to make XP in an agile cruiser, because it's so difficult to hit, and especially when you're facing only battleships on a flank like I've been over here, you can just really annoy them and just make life miserable for them. I just missed out on that battleship there. I was also pretty bad at hitting him, because he was turning, and for some reason I was just way off there. So this is why I enjoy cruiser play, and specifically agile cruiser play. You get in there, you do the best you can for your team. You make as inviting a target as possible, especially in Colbert. And again, get incoming shells, but we were ready for this guy. I knew he was coming around that corner. Protect your teammates. Doesn't matter if they're battleships or destroyers or whatever they are. Help them cap, and hopefully they will help you too, like the battleships actually did in this battle here. And tank a lot of shells. Be an inviting target if you play agile cruiser, and if your team knows how to capitalize on that, you're going to have a really great game. So Colbert is a really fun ship, and unfortunately it's not available anymore. It was available a few months ago, and you had to pay, 3,000 steel for the privilege to be able to research this ship here. And I did that, obviously, because I really like this ship here. It's not my favorite, like I said, but I like it. And I paid the 3,000 steel, and I researched the ship very, very quickly. And now I have it. And it's great. I like it. The only problem is that it doesn't have a radar. And I mean, Minotaur has a radar, and I think Minotaur is a much more powerful ship than Colbert. So I don't really see why Colbert doesn't have a radar. I don't think it would be overpowered or anything like that. At least it wouldn't be any more powerful than Minotaur is. So hopefully, maybe someday in the future we might actually get a radar for the ship. But anyway, the ship is not available anymore, and I don't know when it will be available again. Sorry. So if you missed out, you are gonna have to just wait. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and see you out there.